Um, Good afternoon, everyone. They're done with texting, done with typing paragraphs that don't land right, done with emojis that can't convey actual tone, done with misunderstandings that happen when communication lacks voice, lacks face, lacks physical presence that makes meaning clear. And they're done waiting, done putting this conversation off, done telling themselves, eventually we'll talk about this, when eventually keeps getting pushed because neither of you has been brave enough to initiate. But something shifted in them. Maybe yesterday, maybe this morning, maybe it's been building for weeks and finally hit threshold. And that shift created urgency, not panic urgency, clarity urgency. This needs to happen, and it needs to happen soon. Not next month, not when circumstances are perfect, soon. So they're going to reach out if they haven't already. Going to suggest meeting. Going to say, can we talk? Or we need to see each other. Or are you free this week? Or however they phrase the thing that means. Enough distance, enough delay, time to be in same room and have conversation that can't happen through screens. And when that message arrives, when you see their name with that request, your stomach is going to drop. Not because you don't want to see them, but because seeing them means conversation becomes real, becomes something you have to actually navigate. Instead of just think about, becomes moment where words get spoken and responses are required and outcome becomes definite instead of theoretical. Here's what it's time to talk actually means when someone initiates face to face. It means they have something to say that requires your physical presence to say properly, something that loses impact through text, something that needs eye contact, something that requires reading your face while they speak to know if words are landing. Could be confession. I have feelings I haven't been saying. I'm in love with you. I want more than what we have. I can't keep pretending I'm fine with just friendship. Words that are too vulnerable for text, too significant for phone call, too important to risk miscommunication that happens without physical presence. They need to see you when they say it, need to watch your face, need to know immediately from expression, from body language, from energy, how you receive it, whether hope is warranted or whether they need to start grieving right there. Could be boundary. I can't keep doing this. I need clarity about what we are. I need you to decide what you want. I need more commitment, or I need to step back. Boundary that's been building, that they've been trying to set gently through texts, but gentle isn't working. That requires seriousness that face to face provides, that needs you to see in their face that this isn't negotiable anymore. They need you present because boundary delivered in person is harder to dismiss, harder to minimize, harder to respond to with, let me think about it, when they're sitting right there needing actual answer. Could be apology, real one, not text apology, not sorry if I hurt you distance apology, full accountability apology that requires vulnerability of being physically present while admitting wrong. I fucked up. Here's exactly how. Here's the impact. Here's what I'm doing to ensure it doesn't repeat. Here's what I need to know. Can you forgive me? Or do I need to accept that I destroyed this? Apology that requires seeing the person they hurt, requires sitting in discomfort of their pain, requires demonstrating through presence, not just words, that this matters. Could be decision. I've decided I want to try this for real. I've decided I need to end this. I've decided I'm moving and I need to know if you want to comb. I've decided I'm ready for what we've been avoiding. Decision that affects both of you, that requires your input, that can't be made unilaterally, but also can't wait any longer for your mutual avoidance to end. They need face to face because decision requires conversation, requires back and forth, requires seeing each other's reactions, requires negotiating or grieving or celebrating in real time. Could be truth about themselves, about situation, about past event, about what's been happening that you don't know. There's something I need to tell you, and I need to tell you in person because you deserve to see my face when I say it, deserve to ask questions, deserve to respond immediately instead of after hours of text delay where you're spiraling alone. Truth that's been withheld, maybe to protect you, maybe to protect themselves. Maybe because timing wasn't right before, but timing is right now. Why soon specifically? Why not eventually or when you're ready? Because they've been waiting for ready, and ready never came for you, for them, for both of you simultaneously. And they've realized ready is myth. Ready is excuse fear uses to prevent action. Ready is condition that's never fully met because there's always reason to wait longer. So fuck ready soon, this week if possible, this weekend, next few days, before momentum fades, before courage collapses, before life creates new excuse for delay. Because what they need to say has expiration, not in becomes less true way, in becomes less possible to say way. Windows close, people move, circumstances change, feelings evolve or dissolve. What's urgent now might not be relevant later. They feel window closing, feel if this conversation doesn't happen soon, it might not happen right, might lose whatever's made it feel necessary now. Because distance is creating damage. Whatever's unspoken is festering, creating misunderstanding, creating resentment, creating gap that keeps widening. And they can feel it, can feel connection eroding, can feel you slipping away or themselves detaching, can feel whatever this is dying from lack of real communication. Soon is attempt to stop the erosion before it's irreversible, before too much damage accumulates, before what could be repaired becomes too broken to fix. What you're probably feeling right now, knowing conversation is coming. Dread mixed with relief. Dread because unknown is terrifying, because conversation could go wrong, because outcome might be painful. But relief because finally addressing what's been hovering, finally getting out of limbo, finally knowing instead of wondering. That mix is normal. Let both exist. Don't let dread convince you to avoid. Don't let relief make you reckless. Preparation instinct activating. Want to script what you'll say. Want to anticipate what they'll say. Want to prepare response to 17 possible scenarios. That instinct is protective but ultimately useless. You can't script real conversation. You can only show up and respond to what actually happens instead of what you predicted would happen. Prepare your heart, not your words. Prepare to be vulnerable. Prepare to listen. Prepare to be honest. That's more useful than preparing speech in avoidance temptation. Maybe I should say, I'm buzzy this week. Maybe I need more time. Maybe I should suggest we text first to ease into it. That's fear. That's your system wanting to maintain control by delaying. That's hoping if you wait long enough, need for conversation will disappear. It won't. Delaying just makes it harder, just gives anxiety more time to build, just risks them interpreting delay as your answer. Hope trying not to hope. If you want them, if part of you is hoping conversation is confession or commitment or something good, you're probably trying to suppress that hope. Don't get hopes up. Probably just wants to end things. Probably bad news. Protect yourself by expecting worst. But hope isn't weakness. Hope doesn't make pain worse if outcome is bad. Hope is just honesty about what you want. Let yourself hope if hope is there. Just don't let hope become assumption. Hope for best. Prepare for range of outcomes. What you should do between now and conversation. Say yes to meeting. Don't make them beg. Don't play hard to get. Don't create unnecessary obstacles. Yes. When works for you, simple, clear, willing. If you genuinely need specific day for legitimate reason, say so. But don't invent conflicts because meeting feels scary. Choose appropriate location, not screaming loud bar where you can't hear, not your apartment if that feels too intimate or too vulnerable, not their place if you need escape route. Public but quiet, coffee shop, park, restaurant during off hours, somewhere you can actually talk without shouting, somewhere you feel safe but not trapped. Location matters, sets tone, affects comfort level. Choose wisely. Don't pre-conversation via text. Don't try to have pieces of conversation before actual conversation. Don't ask, what do you want to talk about? Hoping they'll reveal it early so you can prepare. Let conversation happen when you're together in person, where communication is full words plus tone plus face plus energy. Pre-conversation dilutes impact, makes actual meeting redundant, removes reason for face to face. Prepare yourself emotionally, not strategically. Get grounded. Sleep well night before if possible. Eat something, don't show up depleted. Do things that make you feel solid. Exercise, meditate, talk to trusted friend, journal, whatever centers you. You want to show up, present, not dissociated, not defended to point of shutdown, not so anxious you can't actually hear them, and release outcome attachment. You can't control what they say, can't control what they want, can't control where conversation goes. You can only control your honesty, your presence, your willingness to actually engage instead of just defending. Let go of needing specific outcome. Be open to range of possibilities. Trust that whatever needs to be said will be said, and whatever needs to happen will happen. What to do during actual conversation. Listen before speaking. Don't interrupt with "but I," or "wait, let me," or "you don't understand." Let them say complete thing they came to say, full thought, full feeling, full truth. You'll get chance to respond, but response is better when it's responding to whole instead of reacting to pieces. Watch their face, not just their words. Face tells truth, shows what words might be hiding or emphasizing, shows fear, shows hope, shows pain, shows love. You can hear, "I think we should end this," while face says, "Please give me reason to stay." Can hear, "I'm fine," while face says, "I'm dying inside." Words and face together create full picture. Don't rely on just one. Be honest about what you feel in moment. As response, don't perform indifference you don't feel. Don't pretend certainty you don't have. "I don't know what I feel right now. I need time to process." That's valid response. "I feel the same way." That's valid. "I don't feel what you feel and I'm so sorry." That's valid too. Whatever your truth is, say that. Not what you think they want to hear, not what's safest, your truth. Ask questions when you need clarity. Don't assume. Don't fill gaps with interpretation. Just ask, "What do you mean by that? What are you hoping for? What would specific scenario look like to you? What do you need from me?" Questions create understanding, prevent misunderstanding. Show you're actually engaged, not just waiting for your turn to speak. And sit with discomfort. Silence will happen, awkwardness will happen, emotional intensity will happen. Don't rush to fill space. Don't smooth over difficulty. Let conversation be real. Real includes uncomfortable. Real includes silence. Real includes not knowing what to say next. That discomfort is intimacy, is actually being present with each other instead of performing ease. What happens after conversation, the immediate aftermath? Processing period. Don't expect to know how you feel immediately. Don't expect clarity to arrive during conversation. You might need hours, days even, to sit with what was said, to understand what it means, to know what you want. Give yourself time. Don't force premature decision just to relieve anxiety of not knowing. Resist urge to debrief endlessly via text. Don't send 17 follow-up messages clarifying or re-explaining or analyzing. Let conversation land. Let it be complete as it was. If you need follow-up conversation, have another in-person conversation. Text after emotional conversation usually makes things worse, not better. Honor whatever was decided or acknowledged. If boundaries were set, respect them. If commitments were made, keep them. If ending was chosen, let it be ending. Don't immediately try to renegotiate. Don't bargain. Don't beg if answer was no. Don't pull away if answer was yes, but you're scared. Let outcome be E. Then decide how to move forward based on that outcome and take care of yourself regardless of outcome, whether conversation went well or poorly, whether you got what you hoped or didn't. You just did vulnerable thing. You showed up, you were present, you were honest. That matters regardless of result. Be gentle with yourself after. Rest, process, feel what you feel. Reach out for support if needed. The power is yours. It always has been. They want to see you soon. It's time to talk. And when that meeting happens, whether conversation is confession, boundary, apology, decision, or truth, your job is showing up, listening fully before responding, being honest about what you feel, even if honesty is, I don't know yet, asking questions for clarity, sitting with discomfort instead of smoothing it over, and receiving whatever outcome emerges with grace, even if outcome isn't what you hoped for. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, trust yourself, and listen. Face to face conversation after a period of avoidance or distance is brave for them to initiate, for you to accept, for both of you to actually show up. That bravery, that willingness to be vulnerable in same physical space is valuable regardless of what gets said. So when they reach out to meet, don't delay, don't avoid, don't make it harder than it needs to be. Say yes, show up, be honest, listen deeply. Whatever needs to happen will happen, and you'll both survive it. Even if surviving includes grieving, even if surviving includes changing, even if surviving includes completely reorganizing your lives around each other, you'll survive and you'll know, finally know. And knowing, even painful knowing, serves better than wondering.